Hi, if you're airline flight crew like myself, you could very well have what is a ubiquitous bag in the airline flight crew industry. It's a TravelPro 22-inch, and I see it quite common amongst Delta flight crews and also regional airline flight crews. And this particular bag has a common problem of the handle, after a little while, not wanting to collapse all the way. So the problem is with any flight crew bag is that your time with your flight crew bag is very important because chances are, well, not during coronavirus, but chances are you only have 2 or 3 days off between 4-day trips, and having your bag with you is really important. If you have to leave that bag in the shop or something like that for 3, 4, 5 days a week until they get the parts and everything, you might have to buy another bag, and now you're looking at another $200, $250. So this video is going to show you how to fix this handle and how to first identify the bag that you have, give the manufacturer TravelPro a call, and have that handle delivered to you and DIY. First of all, I gave TravelPro a call in Boca Raton, Florida with the model number of my bag and asked them how much a handle would cost. They looked up the model number and it's 30 bucks. Now, in order to find the model number, just to confirm that we are talking about the same bag and that you don't run into identification problems, the model number is on this silver tag here, or this gray tag that's on the inside. And you can find that by splitting these two tags in half, and then you'll see that right there is the style number. So they'll want the style number when you call, and they will mail you one of these handles for $30. And then in the mail, you should get this handle assembly here. And then once you are with the part in possession, there's going to be a zipper that starts right here at the bottom of your bag. And at first you won't see the little handle to pull, but just move that little zipper end forwards, because then it will reveal itself to be a fully fledged zipper, and you can unzip this bag all the way around. I've stopped about halfway, and you'll see here there's a little pull, a zipper pull right there. So unzip that all the way around, and then that will expose the inner guts and what we're going to work on. Once you get this completely unzipped, you'll see that there are some clamps that can hold loose items in place in the bottom of the bag. Those clamps, you just have to push them backwards out through the bottoms to completely free up that flap so that you can get working obstruction free and with both hands, not just one. Got it. Now you'll see the bottoms of the handle where they anchor to the bottom of the bag, and you're going to see some Velcro straps along with some, I guess, sound deadening devices here. So obviously pull back those Velcro straps and begin the framing process here. All right, here's the only tool that you're going to need for this project: one Phillips head screwdriver. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top here with a Phillips screwdriver, and there's going to be 5 screws. 1, 2, 3 on the other side, and then 4, one against the back here, 5. So that's 5 total screws on the top. Then on the bottom, let me switch this around for better light. Then on the bottom, near the anchors of these 2 pulls here, you'll see that there's going to be a screw here and a screw here. But you got to look for these little screws because they're going to be covered with foam to keep from damaging your inner liner. So you got to uncover the foam, and the screws are going to be below those. Again, 2 Phillips screws. All right, I've got this new piece here on top, and as you can see, there's this little plastic nipple that's right here on the new piece, and you can see that that is also here on our old piece. That is the last anchor that is holding this plastic outer part in place here. So that's holding my tags. So that's holding this plastic part in place here, and I'm going to show you how to take that off. All right, so I've stood the bag up here so that what I can do is I can take my feet, and I'm going to step inside the open bag here with my feet. I'm going to put my knees or legs right up against the edge here. Then I'm going to put my fingers underneath this plastic flange here that holds the bag onto the handle onto the edge of the bag. And then I'm going to pull out and up. Just as easy as that. All right, and there's your prize, freshly made piece of garbage. That can go in the recycle bin. All right, so now we're going to take the new part and we're going to drop it into the top of the bag. That's the less precise portion of this reassembly. And then we're going to look back into the inside of the bag. All right, we're going to seat the ends of the new handle back into the moorings or shorings here. Just slip those both back in like that. Make sure they're completely down on the bottom. And then we're going to work on making sure that all of the screws and all of the attachment points back up here at the top are seated exactly the way they need to be to tighten all the screws and put all the screws back in. All right, with one hand on the outside here, put your thumb on top here and then grab down here underneath this edge of this zipper. Then what you're going to do with your hand behind there, see where that little hole is again and that little nipple is? Make sure you squeeze it together until that nipple pops out of that little hole there. I've already done that, but that's the mission that you got to accomplish, to get that nipple to pop back out of that hole, because it's going to be a little bit higher than the hole when you first just put this in casually. Secure the bottom of the handle in the bottom of the bag by once again putting those screws in the bottom. Those two screws, one on each side. These rubberized pads laying around, what they are is they're pads that you put over the screws and other hardware to protect your lining from getting scratched and eventually tearing. So just put those back where you've got screws and make sure that those screws are covered again. All right, before you start putting your screws back in, make sure that the inner fairing is put back snugly on top of the inner assembly here. So put that in place there. And then you'll have your screw holes. I recommend putting this one in first just to get the entire assembly anchored. All right, when you're screwing this back in, just remember these are all plastic parts, so don't over torque the screws or else you'll just strip out the insides of the plastic threads where you're screwing this back in. So once it offers a pretty fair amount of resistance, just stop. It's good enough. Velcro your long pieces here back to the back side of the bag so that it doesn't leave impressions on the outside of your bag of the hardware that's underneath. All right, just Velcro down the sides here. Make sure that they're back in place again here on both sides. Insert your clips back through the inner liner, all 4 points. One hand again. Pull the zipper around the entire inside of the bag again. Fix the pilot shirt that you had in the cover of the bag throughout this entire project. And there you go. Should have a perfectly functioning and good handle now for at least the next 2 to 3 years.